Hi, my name is David Galindo. I'm 24 years old. I graduated college last year, and I've been making indie games for the last 8 years now. With every single game, it has been my goal to make a game in a different genre. So they're all really different from each other. And I like to show you all the games I've made up to this point in about 2.5 minutes. Alright, so here we go. Okay, so Nocturnal Mission, you're playing a fish who's accused of assassinating the president and you're trying to clear your name. It's a platformer shooter. It's one of the first games I've ever done. It's the worst game I've ever done. There's a Walmart SUV parking lot challenge, and that's where you're playing an SUV and you're trying to drive into the handicap spot before somebody else does, and you're trying not to run over people and grab the groceries for extra points. Don't run over that grandma, be careful. Prism's Light and Prism Light 2. Those are two games where you're trying to match prisms and trying to reflect beams of light into crystals to clear the level. There's also the Atlantis series, Project Atlantis and the Fall of Atlantis, and you're playing in a little submarine underwater and you're trying to solve crime in the city of Atlantis and trying to destroy things, and it's explosive action, and there's Helicopter Cacophony. Let's not even talk about that one. Let's talk about Helicopter Cacophony too. That's a big action explosion. Helicopters flying everywhere and you're trying to blow them up, and sometimes you don't want to destroy buildings and other times you're destroying buildings, and there's a bunch of big explosions and there's like 20 levels in that. Or No Around Me, you run your own restaurant and you're trying to cook for people and you get to buy different foods and stuff. Or No Around Me 2, that's a game where you there's even more food and more everything, action-packed on that one. Liquidity, that's when you're maneuvering a ball underwater and you're trying to get it into the goal, and you gotta watch out for the splitting blade thingies. Sandbox of God, okay, you have a world and you're trying to create it, and depending on the different kinds of order you put things in, like earthquakes and fire and stuff, you create different things in each playthrough. There's Vivid Conceptions, you're a little Bentham and you're the last of your kind, you're trying to reunite with your group, and sometimes you fall asleep and you dream, and in those dreams you control them, and those are really hard platforming bits. There's also the Winter Solstice, and that's an action-packed shooting game where you're putting on a play for people, and you're shooting up Christmas lights, and you're dangling on a little string, and gravity affects your shots and everything. There's Acid Bomb, and that's when you're defusing bombs, and you gotta be careful because there's a timer, and it also there's spawned off Shell Blast HD, which is available on the Xbox Live Indie Arcade, and there's Spirits of Metropolis. That's the first commercial game I've ever done, and you're matching gyms, but it's an original gym matching game. It's 120 levels. Green Tech, you're playing like on an 80s computer, and you're trying to save the world from global pollution by getting them into cleansing centers, but if you touch it, you might destroy the world, so be careful. And Kablooey is the game that I've entered into this competition. It's a weird game. You're trying to match things together to create other things. I hope you enjoy it. Please play it, download it, it's free. Please vote for me. I want to continue making games. Thank you for all your time, and thank you.